Muncie Access Television, Channel 60, presents Muncie News Updates. This week's news from City Hall.
This is rather informal. We've done this before. This is not the first time I've been to Muncie and been able to enjoy the company of the mayor here, as well as representatives of local law enforcement. Today, I'm here yet again to help provide local law enforcement with the needed support that it truly deserves in keeping the streets of Muncie as safe as possible, to keep Muncie the peaceful, wonderful place where families can settle and grow, kids can learn, and while the total amount, Mr. Mayor, isn't going to allow you to build a new building or any large project, it is $40,000, frankly, that is given to the city of Muncie for outstanding law enforcement, local law enforcement efforts. That is meant, sent by the Department of Justice, that is meant to supplement and complement the good work that Muncie Police Department is already doing and local law enforcement here in and around the Delaware County area. I'll say a couple things. First of all, let me congratulate you, Mayor, and to your police department. Just a couple of things. This is a grant that is annually given to municipalities primarily, although county government and county law enforcement, sheriff's departments, for example, are able to apply for it as well. It is called the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, and it is a long-time grant that has been given annually, as I said, to local law enforcement agencies here in Muncie, the Muncie Police Department. And I should also add that I have served as the United States Attorney now for 3 years. It's hard for me to accept that fact. The 3 years has gone by very quickly. But each and every year that I've served as the United States Attorney Mayor, the city of Muncie has been a recipient of one of the Edward Byrne Memorial Grants. And the reason why I underscore that is these are not grants that are automatically given. The police department, the local law enforcement efforts have to involve grant writers. They have to articulate specific reasons why the money is needed. And most importantly, Mr. Mayor, the city must show the Department of Justice if it has received an Edward Byrne Memorial Grant before, a consistent track record of using the money effectively, productively, and wisely. It is not only a grant that is prospective in nature, but it is a grant that looks back on how the city has used those monies that it has been afforded in the past. And I'm very proud to say that in Muncie's case, the fact that you are nearly an annual recipient of the Byrne Grant speaks volumes about how that money is wisely used, the stewardship that goes into the dispensation of that money. I would say, as a final matter, that these are one-time grants that no municipality can ever count on as a revenue stream, but are made available, particularly in Muncie's case, to those cities who have great track records of using the money very effectively. And I'd simply conclude by saying that it is meant to augment and to supplement the good work that is already being done, whether that's buying new computers, whether that's upgrading technology to keep law enforcement in line with the changes that technology usually brings. but hopefully it is the federal government and the Department of Justice's way of supporting Muncie and supporting communities like Muncie throughout the Southern District of Indiana. So I've talked too long, as I'm often known to do. I turn it over to you, either one of you, to speak on behalf of the city.
Thank you.
Take that check off
Thank you, Joe.
your hand here.
Just real quickly, again, thank you to the Department of Justice and your office. You've been so supportive of the city of Muncie, and I think you would agree that this speaks volumes of the work our men and women on our Muncie Police Department do every day of the year, 365 days a year, constantly putting themselves on the line to protect our community. And they do a great job, and the Edward Byrne Foundation grant shows exactly that. And for us to have received this now for 2 years in my administration, I'm so appreciative of it, so appreciative of what your office does to help provide us these opportunities to secure these grants. And really want to thank your office and the Department of Justice for what you're doing to help promote public safety and protect the public, not just in Muncie, but all over the state of Indiana and the United States. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it.
The only thing I'd like to say is thank you. This will help us keep officers on the street, help us police special events that our city has, and also just some unplanned events, and just help out with the regular overtime that our officers will do every day just to keep our city safe. Thank you.
Questions? I'll leave this with you. I want to, as I do every year.
This isn't cashable.
Yeah, I was going to say it's non-negotiable, but
Yeah.
but the money is on its way,
All right.
Mr. Mayor. Any questions that you might have?
I was just wondering if later I could get a one-on-one video, but
Sure.
I'm just asking a couple questions if that's all right.
Oh, okay. Anything? Well, congratulations to Muncie, and let's all plan on meeting here about a year from now, same time, same place.
We certainly
Maybe
hope
even
so.
with a little bit more money than. Hey, I will conclude in that regard. I very much appreciate your kind remarks, Mayor. But I also need to give credit where credit is due. In this day and age, when resources are tight at federal, state, and local levels, you know that as well as anyone. It is particularly pleasing to me when Congress, both sides of the political aisle, can come together, maybe in this one area alone.
Yeah.
But they do come together and provide sufficient and adequate funding for law enforcement generally, for these types of grants in particular. And so I want to also give a fair amount of credit for Congress, who recognizes the critical need for effective law enforcement in our local communities. And so I would be remiss if I took all the credit. There are people who are on a higher pay grade than I am in Washington, D.C., who provide these monies and should be applauded, therefore.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
congratulations,
Thank you,
Mayor.
Joe. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. I'd be happy.